Hello guys. This is a tutorial on how to build the strongest possible economy in Stronghold 2 starting on Freeman 150 gold. This works for all peace times, even 0 peace time, but I will be playing as if I am playing on a 7-year peace time. By the end of this build you will be able to get 70 knights and 80 horse archers. Alternatively, you can go for less knights and make some crossbows instead. I promise you there is no better possible economy in this game. This economy is optimized for no estate and 104 population, but works with an estate as well and on higher populations. There is a slightly more optimized estate economy that I might show in another video. If you are playing on lower peace time, this economy will send you so far ahead of your opponent in gold and honor that you can beat him with better units easily. So let's get started. The first thing you will do is place your stockpile in an open, protected area near the keep like so. You will then build 5 apples and 2 hunters. Now place your market and sell 25 apples and buy 5 bread or cheese. Set the granary to -4 rations. Now sell all of your stone and buy as much wood as you can. Place 3 hovels and use the rest of your wood to build woodcutters. Once you get the first month's honor, set the granary to -8 for a moment so that you do not lose any food. After a few seconds, put the granary back on -4 so that you can get the honor at the end of the month. Now for the first trick of the build. I am waiting for the month's honor to come in, then immediately moving my lord like so. Now I set the granary to -8. When the lord reaches his destination, I will put the granary quickly to +8 so that I can receive full honor for that month just in time, but I will not lose any food from the granary. This trick is called granary counting, and takes advantage of the fact that you only need +8 granary to get full honor at the very end of the month, not throughout the whole month. Now I will stockpile skip so that my woodcutters are efficient. Place your second stockpile in the middle of the woodcutters to maximize their efficiency. My lord has reached his destination, so I will put granary +8 now and get my full 4 honor. Now granary goes back to -8 and I move my lord back up to do the same trick. Once your population reaches 32, delete your hovels and build a few more woodcutters. Now we have 10 honor from the granary, allowing us to promote. If you mess up and don't get the honor, don't worry, just keep granary counting until you get the honor. Do not promote immediately. Wait for your wood to come in. Once you have 10 honor, keep your granary on +8 to get your popularity up to 100. The wood is here. Now we build 5 or 6 hovels, and place 5 wheat farms. We will need to promote at this time to place the wheat farms. Hopefully you didn't promote yet because your gong may build up and be annoying. Gong comes in only when you promote. Rats and crime will come in only when you reach night. We will need to sell food and wood now and buy 10 stone in order to place a kitchen. We need to make sure the kitchen populates with workers before trying to build anything else. Also, we will need to sell food and wood to buy 7 of 2 types of food. You will 84 gold to buy 7 of a food, so you will need 168 gold to buy the kitchen food. We need to do this quickly because the feast can start very soon. Once the food is bought and the kitchen has workers, we can start building our wheat farms. If you are playing on 0 peace time, I suggest not building the kitchen or wheat just yet until you have looked to see what your opponent is doing. He may be sending armed peasants at you. If he does, build wood walls now and build a barracks. Then you can continue to build your wheat and kitchen the same as in the video. This will not set you back hardly at all, so don't worry. Armed peasants will take far too long to break down many wood walls, so you will be completely safe. If they do somehow manage to get in, don't panic. Just made some peasants from your barracks and fight them off. Also send your lord if necessary to kill the armed peasants. Once the threat is mitigated, continue as I do in the video. Now that we have 7 of 2 types of food, we can start the feast as soon as possible. This comes in at the end of May 1083 on this map, but the years might differ on different maps. The timing is the exact same on every map though. Now for another trick. I will put a wall here so that I can block off the kitchen. Once the 2 pages leave the kitchen and go to the keep, I will enclose the kitchen so that they cannot return. We will need these pages to deliver cloth efficiently for Our Lady, which I will explain later. At this time we need to build a treasury and start taxing the peasants at -8. Your happiness should be at 100, but if it is lower you might consider doing a lesser tax. Never let your happiness go below 60. Build 6 mills and 18 wheat farms in total. We will also build about 36 bakeries. Placing a building on gong will remove it, which reminds me that you should build a gong pit around this time. By the way, have you noticed I left a spot open for my granary by the stockpile? We will need to delete the granaries soon and place it over there. Do not let breadworks go to the original granary placement. It's time to buy 40 stone and 5 cloth for our bedchamber because we will be reaching night soon. My happiness is at 60, so I am lower the tax a little. The feast we had earlier has now finished, so we can promote tonight. You should have enough gold from tax and selling bread to build a joust. Also you needed to buy 40 stone and 5 cloth. Now for the trickiest part of the build, which is the bedchamber and manipulating the bedchamber. Remember my guys from the kitchen are in the keep. I will place the bedchamber 1 time so that one of them goes to the stockpile and gets a cloth. Also, wait for the lady to spawn in at the keep stairs and walk towards the first bedchamber. Then delete the bedchamber and move it over to the space by the stockpile. Do this correctly and both kitchen workers will be delivering cloth to the bedchamber with maximum efficiency because they will stay by the stockpile. Your bedchamber is one of the best sources of honor. It will give more honor than feasting and jousting and church combined. The other large source of honor will be statues we will place later. Remember to keep an eye on happiness and change your taxes accordingly. Let's move the hovels now to set up the courthouse later. By the way, if you were playing no peacetime you would have stone-walled your castle by now. Block off the joust so that all your workers do not attend. Time to start making some crossbows. We will place 14 in total, but I think I place only 13 this game, which is fine. You will need to delete some saw pits to get more available peasants. I try to trap the lady here, but don't worry about that. Also, around this time buy 30 of each type of food so that your granary can get some honor. We need to get the 50 honor promotion to build our church as early as possible. Sleep the woodcutters and put down the rest of your crossbows. Make that a priority the moment you reach night. This is how you deal with crime. Criminals come out of the hovels, so that's why the guard post and courthouse are here. Place armory for crossbows. Unsleep some woodcutters so that the crossbows have wood. It's time to attend to the lady. Build a wall around the keep like so to keep her out when you need to. Right now, My lady is sitting in the bedchamber not making cloth. It's possible that yours will be making cloth. Just know that if she's making cloth, leave her alone. If she is sitting, then you must make her get up. I will show you how to make her get up. We see her sitting. I will start a feast. She will try to go to the feast, but I will close up the gate which makes her go back to work. The feast consists of 7 of every food type. Time to promote to the 50 honor promotion so that we can build a church. Remember, I bought some food earlier so that my granary can generate 6 honor every month for this promotion. Once we have the church down, we will need to buy some candles. Set the church to +8. Your granary should have been +8 this whole time as well. This lets us put the tax on -16, though my population is a bit low so I put it on -12 for now. Just making sure everything is correct for the tutorial. Micromanaging like this is not a big deal. Also, delete buildings that have become criminals and rebuild them. The lady is finished making dresses so she will go have a dance. I will get what is called an instant dance, because the dance occurred during a feast. You will need to be always checking in on your lady to see if she is sitting or working. Unfortunately, this takes a lot of micromanaging, but the honor she gives is worth it. Time to place statues. Aim for 32 statues. My lord has finished his first feast, which means it's time to wait for the church. I will let him go to church before having the next feast. This could take some months, so just keep an eye on him when he starts to leave the castle. If he doesn't go to the church and you have already waited for a feast cycle, just go ahead and have another feast and skip the church. Now that I have Baron, I can make an inn and buy barrels. Put the inn at +8. This allows us to put the granary at -4 and -8 sometimes so that we can sell more bread. Place a fair too to help manage your happiness. Sometimes your happiness might fall, so just put the granary at normal rations to get it back up. Place a torturer's guild. Something bad happened here that I didn't notice. My inn turned to crime, so my granary ends up being set higher and my taxes a little lower to keep my happiness up. I don't notice why my happiness is suffering until later. This hurt my economy a little, but I still end up with 70 knights and 80 horse archers in time. By the way, if you are playing on lower peacetime controls, you won't make this many statues. You will probably be building up an army before now. Most people will be overwhelmed by this economy far earlier and the game would have ended by now. And on that note, you will also place less crossbows and maybe a couple less bakeries so that you have extra peasants to make an army. On this peace time we only now start making shields with our available 3 extra peasants. My lord is attending church now, so I will press return to keep twice and send him back. I will still get the honor for church. And now I will start my second feast. Remember to close your keep to the lady when you start a feast. Once you are duke, place a beheading block. This will make crime management very efficient. I now notice after a very long time my inn has turned to crime. Delete it if this happens and rebuild. That probably costed me around 3k gold when all is said and done, but I still have enough to get my army. You may need to delete a bakery or woodcutter to get an extra peasant or two to start building an army. It's okay to have a little less bakeries, crossbows, or woodcutters if you do not feel comfortable having so little extra peasants. I am selling crossbows in this game, but you might want to make crossbows for your army instead. This means you will have a little less knights, but typically crossbows are worth it. Everything is working on its own now, but I'm still keeping an eye on the Lord to attend church and have feasts. By the end I will have attended 3 churches and have 600 honor in feasts. 1400 honor will come from the bedchamber and 1600 honor from statues. Joust will be around 600 honor. By the way, 7 years is about 30 minutes in real-world time without lag. I'll speed this up because I'm just managing tax, granery, lord for church and feasts, and making an army. Sometimes things will happen that mess up church or dances if you are a noob. Just remember you can always reset your lady by having a feast and she will get back to work.
Engineers at your service.
We are losing a little money, my liege. The people love you, my lord. The people worship you, sire.
You need something?
Recruits needed, sire. The people worship you, sire. Food stocks are falling, my liege. Recruits needed, sire. Recruits needed, sire.
Peacetime is over. My gold income was 53,000, but you can get up to 60,000 if everything goes well. My inn turned to crime, so I made a little bit less money. My honor in total was 4,850. Again, this build works on every peacetime and on any map that gives you enough space. You must always look to see if your opponent is sending an army on no peacetime modes, so you will just have to adapt in those circumstances. But you can always pick up the build where you left off. This build offers sustainable economy from night onwards as well, so you can always stop and start making a very large army to defeat your opponent. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial.